What's the most ridiculous reason someone called the police on you? It was a quiet Saturday afternoon when it happened. My dad and I had decided to take a walk to the park, a rare moment of father-son bonding. The weather was perfect, the sun was out, and the park was mostly empty. We were just strolling, chatting about random things, when we passed by a small group of people gathered around a picnic table. They seemed to be having a good time, laughing and chatting, until one of them looked at us and started whispering to their friends. I didn't think much of it at first, just figured maybe we were in their way or something. But then we heard footsteps coming up behind us, and I turned around to see a man in a suit walking briskly toward us. He approached us and stopped a few feet away, looking us up and down. "Can I help you?" my dad asked, clearly confused. The man didn't respond right away. He seemed to be sizing us up, looking at my dad's old jacket and my t-shirt like they were somehow suspicious. Finally, he pulled out a phone and said, "I've already called the police. I'm concerned about your presence here." At this point, I started to feel uneasy. What the hell was going on? The guy then added, "We've had some issues with people acting suspicious around here, and I'm just making sure everyone's safe." Before my dad could respond, I heard sirens in the distance. It was almost surreal. The police actually showed up a few minutes later, two officers stepping out of the car and walking toward us with serious expressions. They asked what we were doing there, and the guy who had approached us immediately pointed at my dad, saying, "This man right here is acting suspicious. I think he might be a terrorist." I couldn't believe my ears. A terrorist? My dad? He's a 60-year-old man with a thick accent who works as a janitor at the local school. He wasn't wearing anything that even remotely suggested danger. But the man had made the call, and the officers were just doing their job, I guess. They asked us to stand aside as they questioned the man, and for a moment I thought the situation would somehow escalate. After what felt like an eternity, the officers finally spoke to us. They apologized, saying the call had been a mistake and that the man had misjudged the situation. Apparently, the guy thought my dad's old jacket and the way we were standing so close together was suspicious, and somehow that led him to believe we were up to something more sinister. It was absurd, but the police couldn't just ignore a call like that. We left the park, both of us still in shock over what had just transpired. My dad was fuming, and I couldn't stop laughing at the ridiculousness of the whole thing. A terrorist? Seriously? I never thought I'd get pulled over for walking in a park with my dad. But there we were. It was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever experienced. And for the rest of the day, my dad made jokes about how he was now officially a suspected terrorist. It was funny in hindsight, but at the time it was just bizarre.